Coming up tonight, Fiji spearheads volunteer service scheme. Ambassadors sought for South Korea and Abu Dhabi. And Fiji becomes top destination for marriages. Good evening, I'm Mike Ranamalo. Fiji will be the first Pacific Island country to launch its volunteer service next March. Public Service Permanent Secretary Parmesh Chand says the purpose is to engage unemployed persons and retirees who wish to serve society in the spirit of volunteering in any local and regional undertakings.
In the last 40 years, government has accepted volunteers from overseas countries. Many of these volunteers have left lasting impressions through sustainable development projects in the areas of education, technology, and agriculture. However, the implementation of the Fiji Volunteer Program is history in the making for Fiji, since it's a first-of-its-kind initiative for the region, given the level of expertise and exposure that many of Fiji's skilled workforce has. Chan says the role of the volunteer service is to bridge the gap and increase the effectiveness of individuals, communities, and organizations they serve through the spirit of volunteerism. The two streams of volunteering are local volunteers and overseas volunteers.
I think it is a win-win situation for everybody. All parties will benefit from this. Firstly, the unemployed youths. Secondly, the retirees and the people who have still a few years ahead of them in terms of working life. They will engage themselves productively. So it is a benefit for them, benefit for Fiji, wherein we are looked upon by the region as a country with relatively better comparative advantages in terms of human resources as well as our other resources. So we will be able to share that with the Pacific Island countries. And for the Pacific Island countries themselves, they will be able to get expertise from within the region. Many of our people have studied at the regional university here. They have visited many of the Pacific Island countries, and they can identify themselves well with the local culture and circumstances prevailing in those countries. So we will adapt better to those circumstances and the environment than volunteers from further abroad. And I think we have a great scope in that. So it's a win-win situation for everybody, and it will also bring in foreign exchange for Fiji, because some of these volunteers may be able to find full-time employment later on, depending on how the host countries see them, and that can happen, and we would encourage that to happen.
Target market for volunteers are university graduates, skilled workers, and retirees with ages ranging from 25 to 70. For the first year, Fiji Volunteer Service will engage 50 volunteers.
We would like to start off with government on that. Obviously, government is the largest employer in this area, and in this area in particular. We are looking at how best it can be started off in government as to what are the issues and the finer details of absorbing volunteers into government or various ministries and departments, and what would be the financial implications. So we will be discussing with the Ministry of Labour, Ministry of Finance and ourselves as to how the details on this will pan out, and a time where we will issue a circular to start taking some volunteers. Some ministries have already started taking them. Obviously, there is a need to do it in a proper and coordinated manner, so we will start that very soon.
4 sick children aged between 1 to 10 years old yesterday received their passport and visas for another chance at a better life. Thanks to VODAFONE ATH Fiji Foundation and the Fiji College of Practitioners Children's Heart Foundation, these 4 children with heart problems will be accompanied by their parents today, bound for India for medical treatment.
VODAFONE ATH Fiji Foundation was registered in 2003 and is the charity arm of the ATH Group. The partnership between Vodafone ATH Fiji Foundation and Fiji College of Practitioners Children's Heart Foundation has been ongoing since 2006.
What happened was the Children's Heart Foundation applied to the Vodafone ATH Fiji Foundation for funding to be able to send children with congenital heart defects to Chennai, India for life-saving surgery. So today we are going to be handing over tickets and travel documents to children number 49, 50, 51. Actually, this is the 13th group of children that are going to be sent to India with funding from the Vodafone ATH Fiji Foundation.
The 4 children that have been assisted by Vodafone ATH Fiji Foundation brings to around a total of 53 children who have received medical treatment. The funding that the Children's Heart Foundation has received for this trip exceeds $1 million Fijian dollars.
The children are not traveling by themselves, of course. The funding that has gone from our foundation includes air tickets for the child and for a parent, as well as for all their medical care in Chennai. And today we have 2 young boys who are going for the second time, and this is for a routine recheck of their hearts.
For Luke Gioni and his son, their first medical treatment was back in 2007 when his son Chosateki was still 8 months old.
We are very much obliged for Vodafone Heart Foundation with general practitioners from the CWM hospital for helping us in going to Chennai for my son's second operation.
For Masi Kalina and his son, this is the second medical trip since the first was when Timothy was 4 months old. Meanwhile, for Catherine and her grandmother all the way from Levuka, Ovalau, this will be their first trip for treatment.
I think Caroline is fortunate and the family as well to be assisted by Vodafone and ATH for this treatment in India.
A similar sentiment was echoed by Pandama Ali from Singatoka.
Today again I say that I'm overjoyed that Vodafone and ATH came together and sponsored my granddaughter to have a treatment done in India.
Vodafone ATH Fiji side sees that this is an investment in the lives of children and families of Fiji.
The National Disaster Management Office is calling on people living in the Western and Northern Divisions to carefully monitor their situation and take the necessary action after heavy rain overnight has resulted in road washouts and flooding.
Heavy rain overnight has seen roads in the Western and the Northern Division either being washed away or closed and not accessible to members of the public. In Nandi, the Arlevu Road is closed as the approach has been washed away, while the Sambeto Road is half open to traffic. In Lautoka, the Drasa Dam Road and the Vakambuli Pai Pai Road, along with the Amba Dha, Sarubek Road, Vai Vai, Navula and Vunda Bek roads are closed to all traffic, but other alternatives have been provided. In Ba, the Vutuni, Marinitawa, Bariban, Navala roads, along with the Tonge and the Motor roads are closed. For Tavua, Kola Road and Dramasi, along with the Nasayani roads are closed to traffic. To the Northern Division, in Lambasa, the Nanduna Road, which is the road leading towards Waingele Secondary School, has been washed out, while the Budalevu Road crossing is underwater. Meanwhile, a warning has been issued for those living in Nandi, especially near the Nandi River, as the water levels have exceeded the critical level because of severe rain overnight, while the Ngalo River in Lautoka has burst its bank. People are being asked to be cautious, as the Nandi Weather Office has forecasted more heavy rain for the Fiji group overnight.
The increase in the supply of food packs, clothing and much-needed household items for victims of the recent floods, which hit Ba and the Greater Western Division, is a classic example of how people have come out to offer help and donate whatever they can towards making life bearable for those affected. This was being witnessed yesterday as the Global Compassion Ministry stepped in once again to assist those who have been affected by the flood recently.
Global Compassion, the compassionate arm of Christian Mission Fellowship International, which is based at the World Harvest Center in Nasinu, is one of the many charitable organizations that has mobilized its network of volunteers from Central and Western Divisions to reach out to stranded families in the Greater Mba and Lautoka areas. According to Pastor Lysia Sachiochi, the acting director for Global Compassion, they have been delivering food items to the Western Division as part of their commitment in lending a hand to those who are in need.
The chairman of Global Compassion, Reverend Julius Kurulo, made a commitment, and this is what he said. Good news is only good news when it arrives on time. So good news right now for the people in Ba, the flood victims in Ba, is for food to arrive in time. Food delivered late is not much use to them. So it is that mission or that vision that Global Compassion has mobilized to ensure that food items arrive to those people on time.
So far, Global Compassion have distributed more than 23.7 tons of food items, which is around 2,000 cartons of food items worth of $60,000 to families affected by the flood. And once again, yesterday, government through DISMEC came on board to help in transporting another 12 tons of food ration packed in boxes, along with 1.2 tons of clothes from Suva to Global Compassion's distribution point in Lautoka and Ba.
From people in Ba, remember when our volunteers took the carton of food items to Tulsi Narayan, one of the retired school teacher in Ba. So with tears in his eyes, he said, "This is God. This is the love of God coming at the time when I really need food," because he's lost everything during the flood, and receiving food to him, he said he can see God.
There are more than 60 volunteers working long hours packing basic food items in each Suva-based warehouse, while more than 20 volunteers are out in the field assessing the needs and liaising with district officers in the Western Division.
Coming up after the break, Fiji becoming top wedding destination. Police investigate their own, and Consumer Council issues insurance alert.